It's me again. I'm back. It's been a couple weeks. Today's gift is from the animal kingdom. I'm fascinated with all animal shows. National Geographic, Blue Planet, Planet Earth. It's a new one on Amazon Prime, I think, called Wild Isles. Anything narrated by David Attenborough. Man, his style of narration and education on the animal kingdom is fantastic. A lot of times I'll even watch on YouTube, put some jazz music on and just watch. I think you can learn a lot from animals' behavior, watching them survive in the wild. You can really see them thinking. The thing about animals is they're very in touch with themselves, very in touch with their environment. They not only have to understand themselves and their own species for survival, but they also have to understand every single thing around them because their world 24/7 is committed to living just one day. So every day when they wake up, they're just trying to make it to the next day. And as a result, their intuition, their knowledge of self, their own strengths and weaknesses is very, 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 very strong. And one of the animals that I've been most fascinated by over the past couple months is the eagle. I didn't know that the eagle typically lives to be about 65, 70 years old. I had no idea. Like, that's a long time for a big-ass bird like that to live. So 65, 75 years for an eagle. And what they do is they have their own midlife crisis. Let's call it a regeneration. And that's really what I want to focus on is intuitively knowing when you need to start over. When you need to just scrap everything and totally rebuild yourself. They say a man or a woman recreates themselves about 6 times in their life. So that's no matter how you've climbed, you got to come back down that mountain and start all the way over. So what an eagle does is it secludes themselves to its nest in the mountains. And it goes through about a 150-day process of complete rejuvenation. And what it does is it bangs its beak on this mountain, on a rock. And the beak ends up falling off. And it takes about 30 to 50 days to grow back. And when the beak grows back, then it takes its beak and it plucks out all of its talons. And it takes another 30 to 50 days to grow back. And then when the talons grow back, then it takes the talons and it pulls out all of its feathers. And then the feathers grow back. And after that, probably say 120 to 150 days, now the eagle is as good as new. Right? But without that process, literally the eagle would die. Because it's got 35 years of weathered feathers. It's got 35 years of a not sharp beak. So it can't tear its food apart. It's got 35, 40 years of weathered talons that aren't sharp enough to literally reach down and grab something and pick it up. And intuitively, the eagle knows when this process has to happen. That's the great thing about animals is they all know intuitively, universally, when things are supposed to happen. And I'm just wondering what network are they attached to where they can just sync up with their higher selves and say, this is what needs to be done and this is what needs to be done now. And I'm working to get there. I'm working to get to that level of intuition. And I'm just fascinated with this eagle and its level of rejuvenation in order to survive. So in order to make it to 65, 75 years, it has to tear everything away. It has to go through an unquestionable amount of pain. Can you imagine banging your beak against a rock until it falls off on purpose? Pulling your own toenails off on purpose so they can grow back sharper. Pulling your feathers out on purpose. 30 to 50 days of just cold on purpose, because you know without it you'll die. I'm trying to get that in tune with myself. I want my intuition levels to be raised. And I started thinking about what makes them so intuitive is literally just survival. It seems to me that humans are the only animal on earth, because we are animals. Don't be fooled about that. We are the only animal on earth that completely abandons our own intuition for the sake of comfort. We don't have any scarcity. Food is in abundance. Entertainment, pleasure, lust, gluttony, it's all in abundance. We can have it whenever we want it. Even poor people are not really poor. But if you think about it, when you were at your creativity, your spark, your intuition, your inner knowing of you was its most highest at your lowest. So we're killing our intuition with these this set of distractions that's placed around us that we chose to have on our own. We chose to have it on our own. So the question is, how much pain, questions are, how much pain are you willing to go through to reinvent yourself? How much pain are you willing to go through to create your own level of success and ensure your own survival? And the last question is, how much distractions, how many distractions, how much pleasure, how much materialism, how much of this outside world are you willing to give up in order to last another 35, 40 years? I envy the animals because they got it figured out. They got it figured out. So again, human beings have to recreate themselves about 6 times in their life. 6 times. So it's no matter high or low, no matter how high you get, no matter how successful you get, no matter how much money you have, you can have $1 billion and you will still reach a point to where you have to start over because the world is constantly evolving. So nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. How much are you willing to give up? That's the question. Y'all have a good day.